Alright, peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down something that was brought to my attention. Okay, and it is the curse of Bad Boy. All right, now I've seen a lot of people break down the legacy of this label and the artists who have chosen to go a different route religiously. Okay, behind signing with this particular record label. All right, but I did my due diligence and came up with some credible facts. Okay, and a few things that I will point out. That drew my interest to talking about this topic. Okay. Now, like I always say, I'm going to be discussing a few people that may or may not be with us here any longer, so I'm going to be respectful to their friends and family as well. All right, but I have to address a few things about this specific record label here and talk about a few things. Okay, so yeah, let's get into it. So Bad Boy Records was founded in 1993 with the first two acts to be Craig Mack and Biggie Smalls, all right? But Puffy actually started Bad Boy Records due to being fired from Uptown Records, all right, by Andre Harrell. Okay, now Andre Harrell was a artist who started off on Uptown Records, okay, and decided to play the background later on. Figured out that the limelight wasn't for him. All right, so he played the background and allowed Puffy to sign a lot of acts such as Mary J. Blige and Jodeci and all of these other groups, Heavy D and things of that nature, okay? But Puffy was fired from Uptown Records, okay, due to the stampede that took place at SUNY College in Harlem, all right, around the time in 1991, all right? Heavy D and Puffy actually threw a celebrity basketball game where 8 people were stampeded and died, okay? Now, this is the same result of with Travis Scott, with him overpacking concerts and things of that nature. And he's slowly trying to creep his way back into the industry, okay? But, we have to keep these things in mind. All right, now, it's still a mystery on how Puffy actually got the money to start Bad Boy Records, okay? But I'm gonna go off on a whim and say that there is some type of funny business behind the situation here, and how he was able to start, okay, a record label after this stampede happened. Okay, so this business is about greed. You guys want to get involved in the music business, you got to remember there's a slogan that goes in the business. It's 80% business, all right? 15% management and 5% talent. Okay, so your talent means nothing, okay, when getting involved in this business. It's always about making a profit, all right? So the first victim on Bad Boy to reap the wrath of Puffy was Craig Mack. All right, now Craig Mack came out with the song Flavor in Your Ear in 1993, all right, which was produced by Easy Mo B. All right, now the funds that gained revenue from this song was the money that allowed Biggie to produce his album, okay? With the focus being so much on Biggie, they pushed Craig Mack to the side, and his second album never came out, okay? Although Puff would tell Craig Mack at the time, Mack, you're not ready, give it some time. Even lied on national TV and told the world that his album was coming out, and it never did, all right? But Craig Mack actually decided to leave Bad Boy Records, but Puff still actually had his hands on him, okay? Which, Craig Mack actually appeared in the I Need a Girl video in 2002, all right? But I found something very interesting about this situation here after the time he appeared in that video, all right? During this time, he released a track which was titled When God Comes, okay, where he referenced a lot of things that he may have saw in the industry. He says here, I watched the earth's cheese line get longer. I watched allegiance to Satan's army getting stronger. I watched drugs and guns take control. I even watched how the devil took the black woman's soul. They ain't got respect no more. When your ass on the camera, you ain't nothing but a whore. All right? So, it's kind of ironic for him to actually release a song with these lyrics right after him appearing in that video. All right? Like I said before, there's a lot of things that goes down in these at these music videos, okay? And, people are not prepared mentally to witness this. It's very interesting, okay? Now, even after him releasing the song, Craig Mack had went on a long hiatus where nobody actually knew where he was, okay? So he kind of stepped back from the music business and decided not to partake in any events anymore, all right? But later on down the line, before he actually joined a religious group, he mentioned in an interview that someone was trying to kill him.
I got with somebody, I'm not going to say their names, I'm just going to say somebody that wanted to do another album with me. So I said, cool, I gave him my price, and the price was, to me, was low. And they were supposed to give me the money. And I go in the studio and I start banging out. So he came to me and was like, yo, I can only cut you a third of the money I'm supposed to give you. I said, you know what, man, I want to do these songs. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do this and that and the third, let's do it. You give me the money as we go. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a third again. I'll take a third again when we finish the actual recording of the album. But I was in my sister's car, and I had a gun in my lap. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking to God. I'm like, Lord, I don't want to do this. But if it comes to getting ugly where somebody's going to be trying to kill me, I'm going to have to do something first or do something to prevent that from happening. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm frustrated. I really need your advice and your love right now.
Okay, so, when we take a look at these things, and the reason why Craig Mack would just, decide to give his life over to God at that very point in time, it could be a situation where his life was in danger behind the things that he may have partaken in or witnessed or spoke about to someone, all right? And, it's a dirty game. It's a dirty game, all right? Now, Biggie Smalls, we all know the history of Biggie Smalls, who was also another victim of the bad boy curse, okay? He died actually on March 9th, 1997, okay? Now, as you guys know, I'm not really into the gematria aspect of it, but like I said, I like to give more details on how things go, all right? So now, if we're taking a look at the day that Biggie died, all right, which was March 9th, okay? March would be the third month of the year, okay, according to some, all right, and 9, okay? So that would be 3 9s, all right? Now, if we look at the year here, which is 1997, all right, and we do the numbers here, that is 996, okay? Due to the fact is that we would subtract the 1 from the 7, all right, and that would give you 996, all right? Flip that around. What is that? 666, All right. Now, my personal opinion here, the reason why Biggie possibly was assassinated was due to the fact that he knew, okay, he started to learn more about the business, okay, by his friend Undius. All right, now Undius was also a partner of Biggie's who gave him information on how the music business was ran. Okay, now I truly believe that Biggie was actually a co-owner of Bad Boy Records. Okay, now if Biggie was to find out this knowledge of how much Bad Boy at the time was actually accumulating, I'm pretty sure Puffy would probably be out of business now. Okay, because he knew that Biggie was pretty hip to what was going on. All right, and the only way to prevent that from happening would be to prevent that from happening. All right, so much so that Puffy had actually took it upon himself to name his son Christian Combs after Biggie Smalls. All right, and we all know Biggie, who was the king of Brooklyn or the king of New York at that time. Okay, Puffy's son is now named King Combs. All right, so they, like I said, when people do these things, it's usually to gravitate that person's energy. Okay, so as you can see here, the young man is wearing the same garments that Biggie would wear. All right, but it's the energy that's drawing him. You know, that they're using that energy to reap the benefits. Okay, which I don't know why, because it's not working. But you know, there are people out there that actually like this guy's music. All right, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so let's move along to the next victim, okay, of the Bad Boy curse, which would happen to be the rapper Mase. Okay, now we all know the story of Mase up and randomly quitting the music business at the peak of his career. Okay, a lot of people were devastated and didn't understand why Mase decided to change his mind and become a pastor, okay, of a church, okay, and still, you know, continue to come back to the music business on and off. All right. But there is, not only is it because of the simple fact is that he was hustling, but there is a specific reason. Like I said, Puffy has a hold over these artists, okay, to the point where they always have to come back to him. All right, they always have to. You will always see, okay, Puffy around these people that he did not do business with a long time ago. Okay, because now whether he has dirt over these individuals, that's neither here nor there. But as we see Mase, and we take a clear look at how Mase conducted his career, okay, and now he's coming out talking about Puffy is not, Puffy ruined his career and ruined his life and things of that nature. A lot of these people don't understand that this is a very, 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 very dangerous game. Okay, it's a very dangerous game that people are involved in. Okay, now, if you didn't believe that, you know, Mase was involved with this nonsense as well, you can take a clear look here of what the rapper Cameron actually had said in regards to this situation.
Puff had a brownstone, I believe, on 35th Street and like Park Avenue between it's some brownstones down there. I believe 35th or 36th, and Mase was staying there, and I went to use the bathroom, and it was a dildo on the bathroom sink, and when I came out, I asked him what's about. He like, that's homeboy's joint. You know, I don't know what it's about. He always have girls over here, but I don't know. I said, well, this one your sink. This your bathroom. You using this bathroom. I don't know where his bathroom at. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's word to my son, cause stop breathing. I swear to God.
But you know what? Guys use dildos on girls sometimes.
That's true.
We seen some.
But he said,
I'm not saying he didn't.
Right.
I'm
You just seen
telling
it on
you
the
what I
sink. It was
seen.
just awkward.
I'm not saying that
Right.
that it was for either one of their personal use. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Okay, so he's basically saying that, you know, there's funny business that was going around in that circle. Okay, so like I said, if you're gonna participate in this business and dive deep into this crap here, you're going to have to get involved in certain things. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right, but the list goes on. Okay, with numerous artists that have been put through the ringer behind this record label here. All right. You know, there's so many people that have been victim of this situation here, such as Shine, you know, the rapper Loon, okay, the rapper G Dep, okay. Black Rob had even expressed his grief with Puffy as well.
You know, I signed some paperwork with him, you know, not knowing I was signing a production deal, like sign my life away with this cat. He took me to Puff. They went to Howard together. You know, like if I'd have knew Puff at that, if I'd have knew it would have boiled down to all this, you know, I should have knew better. I went up to the office, you know, it was on 18th Street. I went up there, I spit it out for Puff, I had my tape. You know, the cassettes was out, man. So all y'all dudes, man, I don't understand how far I'm going back. I'm going back to Mack Cell, TDK, started rapping, you know, and he was like, yo, that's hot. Puff was like, yo, listen, man, I'll let you go in the lounge for a little while, come see me. So about 10, 20 minutes later, he came back out like, yo, I'm gonna fuck with you. So from there, man, it was like history after that, man. You know, a couple months later, you know, I got a big check. And I was just in Harlem, man, flossing. You know, dudes treat you like McDonald's fries, man, in the game sometimes, especially when you're dealing with certain people. You know, when McDonald's fries get cold, you don't want them no more.
Okay, so we see this here for what it is. Okay, we see this for what it is in this underlying events that constantly take place in this record label here. All right. Now, I want to point out something to you guys here before I actually end the video here. All right. Now, there's also a rapper by the name of Mark Curry, okay, who produced a book which was titled Dancing with the Devil. Now, this book is a really great read, guys. If you want to learn about the music business and a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, I encourage you guys to take a quick look at this book here. You know, the rapper Mark Curry, he didn't miss a beat or miss a step. You know, he gave everything from the beginning, from when he started working with Bad Boy up until the time he decided to leave. All right, but in his book, Mark Curry expressed a situation that drew my attention, where he mentioned some interesting things about Puffy. He says here in his book, I was a poor cat who hadn't finished high school, but I had musical talent. Puff was a rich cat with no musical talent, but also with a stable of mostly white advisors and lawyers who taught him how to put voodoo on his artists. And also, you know, Mark Curry had did an interview where he actually explained a lot of the process that take place in the music business.
For someone who I walking from this book seems to care a lot about what people think, how were you able, how did Puffy let you write this book?
Well, first, it's not about him letting me do anything.
Okay.
Because, you know, I'm a grown man. So as long as I got my own feet, my own hands, my own body things that I need in order to keep it rocking, I could do whatever I feel I can do. Without making sure I don't do anything to hurt anybody else who don't need to be hurt, or I just address those who I need to address.
Okay.
Two is, one thing we always remember is the truth will always set you free.
Yes.
And one thing about the truth is it can't be denied.
you know, the rumors about Puffy being gay or any of that. Does that shock you, or does that, or is that kind of like a I can see that?
Yeah, because see, I don't have to actually see two men engage in sexual activities to say he's gay, because gay is a way of life. So I can look at the way you handle your money. I can look at the way you treat people. I can look at the way that you want it to be all about you. So you gotta look at how women are. Women have a certain characteristic about themselves that men don't have. So then you start looking at, yo, why in the world is you the only rich person and everybody else? Like, why is it so much about you? And if you got a artist that just did 3 million records, whoa, and he in the hotel stealing, not only is he a fool,
everybody.
but he doing what he had to do.
Yeah.
But the thing is, why is your man stealing? That's not just his fault, it's your fault too.
Do you believe the rumors between him and Mase?
Now that right there.
Hold on. Do you believe the rumors between
him and Mase? You know, well, you gotta look at it like this, you know, and I say it best like this.
Okay.
A person like Mase that comes to Puff that wants a record deal automatically is willing to do anything that he got to do to have that deal, because he asked him for a record deal. So then you got to look at it and be like, you know what, you willing to sell your soul for this shit right here.
And if you're willing to sell your soul, you willing to do anything.
You willing to do anything.
Damn you, Mark Curry.
Like, for example,
Please.
they might say, hey, you know what, I'm going to give you $1 million. I'm going to give you $2 million. I'm going to give you $100 million. But before I do that, I just want to take a couple of pictures with you, with your shirt off. And your pants off too. And then you be like $100 million, shirt and no pants. Okay, that's what they be doing. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
So then now, here go your $100 million. So then now you sitting there with your girl. She got the diamonds and the fur on. She look good. So all of a sudden you see somebody in the background flashing those pictures in that envelope at you like this, telling you to come in. We need to talk to you. You be like, wow, now you got me by the balls.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So then that's when a lot of things come in to play too, without me having to speak on other things. When somebody come to you and say, you know, I'm exposed to your people, everything that you done to get this money, you be like, yo, man, that'll make you kill yourself.
Okay, so when we see this here, all right, you know, and also, you know, you got to be careful with Puffy always wanting to party with rappers, okay? Him wanting to party with rappers. Now, in this clip, the body language of Fabulous is telling, you know, a rich and powerful man with connections is coming on to him. But he can't do nothing about it because it could potentially destroy him. All right, so he puts his head down at, you know, in defeat. All right, this is what, you know, this is where, you know, a lot of these stories about Puffy become disturbing, you know, because it's not about the fact that he's possibly gay or bi. You know, he would certainly not be the first one in the music business. It's about how he uses it to assert power and dominance over people. Okay, it's sickening that, you know, people still want to get down with this type of business and have to go through these things, and you never see their careers play out at its full potential. All right, you know, a lot of these artists that have signed with him, you know, their careers have never panned out to its highest potential. They always have to do more. Okay, more. You know, and these are these slave contracts that I try to tell you guys about avoiding at times. You know, so. Yeah, man, just being careful and doing your due diligence and watching out for a lot of these things that take place in the business, and being careful who you sign with, okay? Be careful on who you sign with, all right? So with that being said, I hope I touched on the curse of Bad Boy in its full entirety and the artists that were affected behind this. Yeah, man, and you guys just be safe and stay blessed. Peace.